Kingdom of Azuria, the applicant in this present case. For the next 11 minutes, I will be delivering the first and second submission that first, Azuria has the sovereignty over the Faroe Islands, and second, that Raskalia is obliged to withdraw from the Faroe Islands immediately. Your Excellencies, there are three arguments proving that Azuria is a sovereign state over the Faroe Islands. First is that Faroe Islands are under Azuria's jurisdiction. Second is that Azuria's sovereignty has been established since 15th century and has been recognized by most of UN state members. Third is that Raskalia cannot have sovereignty over the Faroe Islands. On the first argument, Your Excellency, according to the case of Companiania Vieira Vascongalu on 1938, it is stated that a sovereign state essentially should possess jurisdiction over all persons and things within its territorial limits. And in this present case, Faroe Islands are under Azuria's jurisdiction, for Azuria applies and enforces Azurian law and jurisdiction over the Faroe Islands. Thus, by putting Faroe Islands under Azuria's jurisdiction, Azuria has proved itself as the sovereign state over the Faroe Islands. Moving to the second argument, Your Excellency.
Just one quick question. What are you arguing that colonialization is a legal basis to acquire territory in 15th century?
Yes, Your Excellency. According to the colonization was in the 15th century. It was the age of discovery. It was done by many states, so it can considered as a state practice, as in the case of Nicaragua versus USA in 1986, held by ICJ. The state practice was used as legal basis or arguments for judges on that case.
So the political will of the people has no bearing over the legality of the acquisition.
No, Your Excellency. At that time, colonization was one powerful way to have sovereignty over a territory.
How do we identify, we as in court, that a land belongs to no one, or that a land belongs to someone? What is the standard of belonging?
Your Excellency, this standard of belonging is when there is a sovereign state governing the territory, applying its laws and regulation. We can consider that as the belonging.
So in 15th century, you basically say that except European countries, no land on this earth belongs to anyone. Except the European countries, no land on this earth belongs to anyone. All of them are terra nullius except European countries. Is that what you're saying?
The discovery and the colonization is was not only applied to the terra nullius state, it was also applied to
Your
the...
Excellencies, may it please the court. My name is Seski Ondomando. It is an honor to appear before this court, pleading on behalf of the Kingdom of Azuria as the applicant in this present case. For the next 11 minutes, I shall be delivering applicant's last submissions, namely first, Azuria does not have any obligations to hand over Mr. Franz Dexter to Raskalia. Second, in the alternative, Your Excellency, Azuria is under international legal obligations not to hand over Mr. Franz Dexter to Raskalia. Your Excellency, if there is no preliminary inquiries, I shall proceed to my submission.
When you're talking about international obligation not to extradite or not to give away Mr. Vance, what legal obligations are you talking about?
The legal obligations to hand over Mr. Franz Dexter to Raskalia.
Yeah.
Under international, what is that legal obligations?
What legal basis?
You identify the basis for that, first of all?
The definitions of international legal obligations?
No.
What kind of international legal obligations you are talking here?
Okay.
You are talking
To guarantee the fulfillment of human rights of Mr. Franz Dexter. This is our obligations, right?
Why do we find that? What convention?
Okay, this is supported by two conventions, International Convention of Civil and Political Rights and International Conventions of Suppression and Terrorist Bombing.
Applicant and respondent are ratified member states?
Yes, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Azuria does not have any obligations to hand over Mr. Vance Dexter to Rascalia. Based on the strongest argument related with Mr. Vance Dexter case, which stipulate in the memorial of the respondent, Azuria is responsible under international law of the violations of Pacta Sunt Servanda. However, in this case, Rascalia alleged Mr. Vance Dexter for commit offense against Rascalia for the purpose to change social conditions to the pirate. Therefore, this is a political crime, Your Excellency. This fulfills the exceptions and make Azuria do not have any obligations to hand over Mr. Vance Dexter. To my second submissions.
Before you go to the second submission, why is political crime an exception of extradition obligation?
Your Excellency, it is the exceptions of the Treaty of Extradition and Mutual Legal Assistance between Rascalia and Azuria.
Okay, I understand there is obligation, but the question is, what is so special about political crime that crime, the political crime, is exempted from extradition obligation?
The first is because the state who against by the political crime offender is have the big affair to the matter, so they could do something wrong with the trial with all of the matters of the offender. So we believe that so that made us not have obligations to hand over Mr. Vance.
Yeah, but international law has provided an objective criteria, in fact, to define what terrorism is under the Convention of the Suppression of Terrorist Bombings. Right? And my question is, can you prove that the political crimes you're talking about right now is not consistent with the definition given by that convention?
Yes, Your Excellency. In the Article 2 of the International Conference of Suppression of Terrorist Bombing, they do not state anything about the political crimes.
Okay. I think my question is there any provision at all in the convention which states that the definition of terrorist provided by this convention shall not be regarded as a political crime? So if an action is consistent with this definition, then it is not a political crime.
Your Excellency, there are two arguments. The first is, honestly, we will investigate about he is committing a terrorist or not, but it is what the Rascalia believe he commit. And then talking about that is not regarded, maybe you mean the Article 11 of International Conference of Suppression Terrorist Bombing that relate with the extraditions and mutual legal assistance. It may not be refused by us, but other articles in the International Conference of Suppression of Terrorist Bombing state nothing in that convention shall be interpreted as imposing an obligation to extradite or to afford mutual legal assistance if the requested state party has substantial grounds for believing that the request for extradition for terrorism offense or for mutual legal assistance has been made for the purpose of prosecuting a person on account of that political opinion, with the request will cause prejudice to that person's positions for his political opinions. It is very clear that it is not impacting our extraditions and mutual legal assistance because there are Article 12 in International Conference of Suppression Terrorist Bombing. We have the substantial ground that we must guard the fulfillment of human rights of Mr. Vance Dexter.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about Mr. Dexter now. Is there any issue about torture or inhumane or degrading treatment upon Mr. Dexter in the present case?
Yes, Your Excellency. On Mr. Vance Dexter, they have violated his human rights of the presumptions of innocence, Your Excellency.
Okay, so how would you answer my questions? First, is there any issue on torture or degrading treatment in this case upon Mr. Dexter? Second, what fundamental rights that Mr. Dexter possessed, which was violated?
Your Excellency, as I stated to you before, that have been violated the presumptions of innocence of Mr. Vance Dexter, and then they will violate with the facts that it is a strong apprehension that they will violate the fair trial of the Mr. Vance Dexter, based on, as I said, based on paragraph 20 and based on the paragraph 16, on the compromise, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch estimated that during Rascalia fought to get the sovereignty over the Bidar Islands, 50,000 to 75,000 people died out. Imagine, Your Excellency, thousands of people died because of the different political opinion with Rascalia. Your Excellency, Azuria will not hand over Mr. Vance Dexter. We believe that the terrorism is the political crime. Therefore, we get the exceptions provisions in Treaty of Extradition. Based on our oath in preamble of ICCPR, we believe that recognitions of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundations of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. That is why we want to guarantee the fulfillment of human rights of Mr. Vance Dexter and not hand over him to Rascalia. Therefore, Your Excellency, for all the aforementioned reasons, with all due respect, we request this court to adjudge and declare that Azuria does not have any obligations to hand over Mr. Vance Dexter to Rascalia under international law, or in the alternative, Azuria is under international legal obligations not to hand over Mr. Vance Dexter to Rascalia. Your Excellency, this complete my submissions. If there is not further inquiry, I shall proceed. Thank you.
Thank you.